Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel Wasim Sir's tutorial. Before watching my video, don't forget to subscribe my channel if you like my video. Press the bell icon, you will get all the notifications of my videos. Today we are going to discuss about the coronavirus outbreak in the Chinese city of Wuhan. Let me write here Wuhan. Wuhan. We call it COVID-19. COVID-19 or 2019 NCOV. Most of the students and most of the people are saying me the same question, why this disease has given the name coronavirus or COVID-19. Because when we look the virus under the microscope, they have crown like appearance on their head. That's why we call it COVID-19 or coronavirus. CO stands for corona. Corona. VI stands for virus. Coronavirus. D stands for disease. Coronavirus disease. 2019 was named because it happened during the last stage in the year of 2019. N stands for novel. It's also called novel coronavirus. Novel is a French word meaning new. It is a new pathogen. It had never existed before and had not previously identified in humans. It is such type of disease that does not have any kind of vaccine right now. It will take number of years for a new vaccine to be developed. The first woman who remained the cure of coronavirus in China is called patient zero according to biology of science is called patient zero. Incubation, talking about incubation period, incubation period of coronavirus ranges from 1 to 14 days is its incubation period. After incubation period, patient starts signing the symptoms of coronavirus. The virus spreads through droplets, generally when an infected person coughs or sneezes, or through droplets of saliva, or shaking with hands. For example, you are going to shake your hands with anybody, he might be the carrier of coronavirus. To protect yourself, wash your hands with an alcohol-based hand rub or sanitizer. But I heard some people are saying the disease like COVID-19 infects only old people. But I will tell you this, people of all the ages can be infected by this disease, and mainly it infects old people and the people with pre-existing medical conditions such as diabetes, diabetes, heart disease, heart disease, high blood pressure, and asthma. Asthma. Let me draw the diagram of coronavirus here. The virus has got some spikes outside the envelope. You may have already seen this diagram on television screen. These are called peplomers. Peplomers. This is called envelope. Envelope. And the virus either contains the genetic material DNA and RNA, but the coronavirus contains the genetic material RNA. It is also called RNA virus. It is called RNA virus. It's a single stranded virus. Single stranded virus. It is the most important point which you need to put your mind. What happens with the coronavirus actually? These viruses are semi-living. These are viruses actually are semi-living. Semi-living means they are neither living nor dead. Why they are not living? Because they are not cellular. They are acellular. Acellular. They are acellular. Acellular. They are acellular. Then why we don't call them dead? Because they have the capacity to replicate, and they replicate pretty fastly. But they require a human host. They are host dependent pathogens. Host dependent pathogens. Host dependent dependent pathogens. They are host dependent pathogens. The protein in the virus had already mutated, and that mutated virus was present in the bats. That mutated virus was present in the bats. Those bats, they were sold in the Chinese city of Wuhan, and some people came in close contact with the bats, and some ate that bats and their soups. That was the normal routine there. This is how the coronavirus entered into the human body. Once the virus has entered the human body, what will virus do with the human cells? First, it will take control on DNA and RNA of the human body. It will take control on DNA. Virus will take control on DNA and RNA of the human body. It will also the DNA, nucleus of the DNA. This is nucleus. This is the cell. This is the nucleus. It contains nucleus contains DNA and RNA. It will also virus will also the DNA and RNA to make the RNA for viruses, not for the body. Normally, our cells, nucleus, DNA and RNA makes proteins for our body. This is known as replication. This is known as replication. And this replication happens very fastly. Once this replication has happened, a lot of viruses will be formed. Once replication has formed, a lot of viruses will be formed like this. Lot of viruses will be formed. Lot of viruses. Once they are formed in high quantity, our immune system and lymphocytes try to identify the virus. Then they just see that these are the foreign epitopes or foreign antigens. They start forming the antibodies. Antibodies against them. It causes some clinical features in our body like muscle pain in our body, fever, difficulties in breathing. Why? Because when the concentration of the virus goes very high in our body, it enters into the secretions. Majority of the secretions enters into the lungs. Now in the alveoli, as a result of our defense mechanism, a lot of secretions are made by the body that helps us against the virus. But our body thinks that it will help the body to not let the virus attach with the epithelium. So we try to cut out those secretions, but the problem is now those secretions contains lot of viruses. Our lungs will be the full of coronavirus. When we cough or sneezes, it will be in the droplets that will stay some time in the atmosphere, and some other person inhale those droplets that contains a virus, and same process will start again. Now talking about the types of coronavirus, which is the most important topic for you people. Types of coronavirus. There are 4 types of coronavirus. Coronavirus first, second, third, and fourth. Coronavirus first, second, third, and fourth. Coronavirus first is present in domestic animals. Coronavirus second is present in rodents. rodents. Coronavirus third is present in avians, and coronavirus fourth is present in human beings. Human beings. First is present in domestic animals, second is present in rodents, third is present in avians, and fourth one is present in humans. For example, if the animals are the carrier of coronavirus, how we will get to know whether the animal is the carrier of coronavirus or not? There will be some symptoms. The symptoms will be diarrhea. Diarrhea. If the human being is the carrier of coronavirus, so there will be some symptoms. The symptoms will be running nose, second, dry cough, high fever, respiratory distress, fifth one is short breathing. But I have forgotten to give you the example of this. Rodents, for example, mice and snake. Avians, birds, human beings, we people. But one question arises here. Most of the people are getting recovered from this disease, and most of the people are getting discharged from hospitals. Why? If the disease does not have any kind of vaccine, then how is it possible? Because it's all about immunity. Immunity is not my topic, but I would like to put a little bit about immunity so that you will get to know what is the process which is happening in our body, so that patients are getting recovered from this dreadful disease and the patients are getting discharged from hospitals. It is because of immune system. In immune system, you say a lot of things like, innate, adaptive, neutrophils, and barriers. So many things. I will find out those things together and make you realize what is actually happening in our body. For example, this is immunity. Say for example, immunity is like a country in our body. This is like a country. For example, this is country in our body. In our country, we have cops and we have soldiers. We have cops and we have soldiers. These are the cops, these are the soldiers. The foreigners wants to enter in our country, wants to destroy the people of our country, wants to destroy the system of our country and peace of our country. But we have cops, we have soldiers. They protect us. They are not letting them do what actually they want to do in our country. Same is the case in our body. Our body has duty to protect us from disease and keeps us healthy. So we have invaders, foreign materials like bacteria and viruses. Bacteria and viruses wants to destroy the cells of our body. They are very dangerous. They try to compromise in our body system and ultimately makes us sick. Our body is not going to stand on that very mode. But we have innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Talking about innate immunity is specific. For example, if the foreign material enters in our body, but we have innate immunity. Innate immunity is not recognizing the virus, but still innate immunity is fighting with the virus for a specific time, and then we have adaptive immunity. Adaptive immunity is that immunity, it identifies the virus. It is a foreign epitope or foreign antigen coming inside our body, inside the body, and adaptive immunity recognizes the virus. And adaptive immunity produce antibodies, and that antibodies fights against the virus, and antibodies kills the virus. Antibodies kills the virus. That is why patients are getting recovered from the disease, and patients are getting, you know, discharged from the hospitals. Talking about old people, they don't have good immune system. So, for example, we have two types of patients, patient A and patient B. People who are old, who don't have good immune system. In A, we have those patients, once they remained the carriers of coronavirus. Now they are fit, they are good enough, they got recovered from the disease. And those patients who are still lying on the bed, they are still carriers of coronavirus. But there is one technique which we can utilize, which we can do, that is plasma therapy. Plasma therapy. Plasma therapy. Plasma therapy. If we really want to save the life of people, so for that we have to use this technique that's called plasma therapy. These are the patients who got recovered. These are the patients who are still lying on bed. They are still fighting with a disease like coronavirus. So we can, after 7 days, we can get the antibodies from their body, and will inject the same antibodies to those patients who are still fighting with the disease like COVID-19 and still lying on the bed, so that their immunity get boosted. And these antibodies, the antibodies which we inject into the bodies of patient B, so that they will get rid of this disease very soon. What will the treatment of this disease? Talking about treatment of this disease. Treatment, there is no specific treatment right now, but one treatment is strict isolation, quarantine, so we can break the chain to get rid of the disease like COVID-19. If you really want to boost your immunity, 5 foods which I am going to recommend you, that is citric fruits. Citric fruit is the one you need to eat. Citric fruit, it will increase production of WBCs, white blood cells. It will increase your WBCs. WBCs are the soldiers of our body. It will help you. If you need to, so for that you need to eat the citric fruits, so that it will increase your production of WBCs, white blood corpuscle cells. And number second is garlic. Garlic helps you lower blood pressure. It will lower your blood pressure if you will eat the garlic. Ginger is third one. Ginger decreases chronic pain. If you have chronic pain, then you need to eat ginger. And the fourth one is Spanish. Spanish increases infectious fighting ability of our immune system. So if you eat the Spanish, it will increase your fighting ability of our immune system. Infectious fighting ability of your immune system. And fifth one is green tea. You need to take green tea. Green tea is a good source of amino acids. It produces fighting components in T cells. When you will take the green tea, it produces fighting components in T cells. Fighting components in T cells get produced if you will take the green tea. So it is all about the outbreak of coronavirus, about the coronavirus topic. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks. Bye bye.